The image of former South African president Nelson Mandela and the late renowned author, poet, late Professor Chinua Achebe. And of course, both of them were very good friends before their demise. And Mandela never takes Professor Chinua Achebe for granted, especially what Achebe did for him while uh, Mandela was in prison. Remember, Nelson Mandela was in prison for good 27 years after fighting for the freedom of South Africa from colonization. And of course, while he was in colonization, while he was in prison there, a lot of African writers sprang up, and of which some of them were Achebe. Achebe went into his room, pick up his pen, and write to the extent that Mandela said he was in prison and you could see the prison walls falling. All because of what? Achebe's pontification, because of what? Achebe's writing. So because then without when we have writers that write and the world will shake. Writers that write, the world will explode. Achebe wrote to the extent that the whites could feel the effect of his writing. And Mandela said he could see the prison wall collapsing under the tones of under the tones and sounds of Achebe's writing. So what am I trying to let you know? Gone were the days when men were men. And of course, Achebe also said it in Things Fall Apart. Remember, when it comes to national politics, when it comes to good, effective leadership, when it comes to exemplary leadership, people like Achebe portray that gesture. It's different from this Wole Soyinka we have now. Look at Wole Soyinka making a mockery of himself, distorting our politics, developing blind eye to the sufferings of the Nigerian masses. I think I could remember, although initially Wole Soyinka was one of the best again that we also have in this Nigeria because Wole Soyinka, if we also fought for Nigeria, he also fought for democracy. But why you suddenly develop a blind eye to what we are facing presently is what I do not know about. But looking at the antecedents of Professor China Achebe, I think Achebe has rejected different national awards from Nigeria, all because he has been writing for the good democratic governance of Nigeria. Achebe wants the betterment of this country as if his life depends on it. And of course, the last book he wrote, there was a country, the history of Biafra. There, Achebe detailed how the civil war went, how he fought. Even Achebe reckoned Wolu Soyinka in that in that his book. In that his book. During Civil War, Achebe also wrote, that was when he wrote No Longer What? At Ease. No Longer at Ease. Detailing how, again, Civil War was what? Going. I think Nigeria has really missed great icon who stood up for honesty, who stood up for effective leadership. But I think if, imagine we still have these people at this point in time. People like Gani Fawemi, the famous lawyer, they fought for true democratic governance in this country. We don't have those people again. The people we have now, they are toothless bulldogs. I remember when Oshimole was NLC president. Kai, if it was then, now Nigeria would have been boiling. Nigeria would have been boiling. Or is it when Obasanjo was president of Nigeria? Our foreign policy was intact. No country dares mess up with Nigeria. No country dares mess up with Nigeria. But look at what we are having. Under this present leadership, ECOWAS has dismantled. Under this present leadership, Naira is worthless. Under this present leadership, fuel is almost 1,000 naira per liter. No one can afford rice again. People cannot afford 3 square meal again. And of course, just like they say, how the mighty fallen. The giant of Africa is now a toothless bulldog. When you look at the notion I gave, I think during before South Africa's independence, Nigeria has always been playing the big brother role to South Africa. Nigeria played, is it Liberia during their Nigeria sent our military men to Liberia for peacekeeping. Then Nigerian military joined Liberia in their war front and fought for them. Nigeria has played that big brother role. Nigeria has been there lending money to different countries, but we are not. We lack the consciousness to develop our own country. We know how Nigeria fought for South Africa to help them gain independence. Today, Nigeria is not even up to the fingertip of South Africa. Nelson Mandela ruled for only 1 year. Oh, sorry, only one tenure, which is 4 years, and transmogrified South Africa. South Africa. South Africa. We saw everything. We saw everything. Of course, gone were days when men were men. Things are falling apart, just like as Achebe have said. Of course, Achebe did everything. That white men came into Africa, especially Nigeria, crippled Nigeria. And today, the center cannot hold anymore.